hopefully everybody can hear me properly now. So make sure you've got your weights with you. We're going to do a quick warm-up, so a combination of our warm-ups today. So first of all, get your posture right. Bring your feet together. Stand yourselves up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back and then relax them down. Pull your belly button right in towards your spine. Tuck your bottom under. Push your thighs back. And then just spread your toes nice and wide on the floor. Going to tuck the chin into the chest and give us a little Pilates roll down where you collapse the spine one little section at a time. Take your hands down the front of your legs towards the floor and then curl back up nice and slowly. Take your left hand over your head, stretch out down the side, take it over the other way. Hands on your bottom, arch the back, and then tuck the chin into the chest again and roll down. Try not to stick your bottom out behind you. Curling up and down nice and slowly. Hand over the top. Over the other way, nice big stretch. Hands come to the bottom, arch your back. And then same again, tuck the chin into the chest, roll down. Over to the side, big stretch. Other way. Hands on your bottom and arch your back.
The screen's frozen.
Oh, tell me when it comes back.
It's all right for me.
Hello.
Oh, it must just be. We'll carry on. I think it's just a blip. Okay, bring your hands to heart centre.
Hello.
Take a nice deep breath in and bring your hands back to heart centre. Deep breath in. We're going to swan dive. Hinge from the hips. Sweep the floor with the hands if you can. Circle the arms back up to the top and come back to heart centre. A nice deep breath in again. Swan dive, circle the arms down to the floor. As you come up, clasp the fingers together, look up at your hands and sit into intense pose. And then circle the arms. Come back to heart centre. Going to do that one more time all the way through. Feel the stretch down the back of your legs. Clasp the fingers together at the top, sit into intense. Keep looking up at those hands. Push the bottom out. Circle the arms. And you're back to the centre. Okay, we're just going to do some swings with the arms. So swing forwards and back. Circle round. Swing forwards and back. Big circle. One more time. Okay. What you need to do now is make sure you're standing on quite a firm surface. So if you've got a stick mat, come off the front of it. We're going to close the eyes and try to balance on one leg. So think about your posture. You're really pulling in on your core as you just take that foot away from the floor and try to count how many seconds you can balance on one leg for. Focus on all those muscles that are working to stabilise the body, keeping you nice and still. You can't hear what Lou's saying. She's realised she's not very good at it. Try the other side. You'll probably find you're much better on one side than the other. And it makes a huge difference when you've got your eyes closed. You try what Lou's doing and bring your hands to heart centre if that helps you balance. Or you can do what Barb's doing, hands out to the side if that's easier for you. But try and work on this one at home. We haven't done it for a little while, and it's really important when you've got your eyes closed that you can work those core muscles. Okay, we're just going to do some thoracic rotations as well. You didn't hear that ding dong, did you? I'll tell you this one. Okay, so side to side, first of all, feet are firmly planted. Going to keep the hips nice and still and just rotate from side to side. Just loosening up the top of the back. Keep those tummies pulled in. Shoulders nice and relaxed. One more on each side. And then when you come back to the centre, take a deep breath in. As you come back to the centre, stick your bottom out. And just with your right elbow, rotate on one side. Still got your tummy pulled in. Ankles and knees are together. Try and sit your bottom a little bit lower. Couple more here, and then we're going to take the left hand, place it on the outside of the knees, and rotate up and down with a straight arm. Keep that tummy pulled in. Follow the hand with your gaze. When you get to the top, try and pull the back of the hand further round behind you each time, getting that rotation through the back, through the waist. And then on the next one, we're going to hold it up at the top. Pull that left shoulder blade down your back. Pull the back of the hand behind you. You can either stay here or take the hand down to the outside of the foot, putting a little bend into your left knee. You feel a nice big stretch down the back of your right leg. Keep looking up at the hand. Pull your chest further in towards your legs. And then take your left hand forward, circle up and over. So you're looking over your left shoulder. Bend the knees, push the hips forward, lengthen out through the hands. Back we come to the top, back to centre, stick the bottom out, and we're going to do the same rotating on the other side. Keep following that elbow with your gaze. Make sure the tummy's pulled in. Last one, then stick the hand on the side of the knee and rotate up and down, keeping your arms straight. On the next one, hold the hand up at the top, pull that left shoulder blade down your back, and just try and pull that back of the hand behind you further. And then if you want to, take the hand down to the outside of the foot, bend the right knee, and feel the stretch down the back of your left leg. If you pull your chest further in towards your legs, you feel a deeper stretch. Then take your right hand forward, circle up and over. You're looking over your right shoulder now. Bend the knees, push the hips forward, lengthen out, all the way through to your fingertips. Bring the hands back up to the top, and we're back at heart center. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of ballet now, everybody. So, come into first position. Heels are together, toes are apart. It's up to you where you have your hands. I find it easier to be on my hips, or you could be like a proper ballet dancer with your arms out in front of you like this. That's not me. You can't hear what Lou's saying. She thinks she's going to be like Dawn French. step forward, but keep your toes turned out to the side. Heels are always coming in. Pull in on your core. Think about all those postural things we said at the start. And we're going to take the foot up and down, leading with the inside ankle. So toes stay turned out to 2 o'clock, and you're using your inner thigh to lift and lower, nice and slowly. Might be easier on a harder surface if you're on a thick mat. Keep that tummy pulled in. Then we're going to go to 3 little pulses at the top and slowly lower down. 3 little pulses and lower. Really good for your core and your balance. Couple more sets with 3 pulses, and then we're going to try and hold it up there and continuously pulse. So last set, take the foot up as high as you can, turn the toes out and keep pulsing. My feet are really dirty. Honestly, I had a shower this morning. It's this floor. I can't do it for laughing. Hopefully you're doing better than me. Oh look, Lou's the expert. This is how you do it. Apparently it hurts. Shall we let her stop? Okay, give your legs a little shake out. Same again, come back to that starting position. Hands on hips or arms out in front of you. Take a step forward, keep the toes turned out with your left foot. Pull in on your core. Make sure you're not dropping your hip out to the side. And just start to lift and lower that left leg. The look of concentration on a lot of faces across the top on a little bit of film. Take it nice and slowly. Try not to put that foot on the floor when you come down. Then we're going to do our 3 little pulses at the top. Really use your core to hold your balance. Pull that tummy in. Once you lose it and start laughing, it's hard to regain your composure. What's she doing? Continuous pulsing. Keep that foot up at the top. Turn those toes out. Use that inner thigh. Pull your tummy in. I sound like a right nag, don't I? Oh. Okay, release the foot. Give your legs a little shake out. And you'll be pleased to know we've got some squats next. So, bring the feet hip distance apart. We're going to do some of those squats where we step to the side and step back because Lou asked me to. She says she needs it. So, you can take your bottom out, keep your hands on your hips. We're going to start off by standing on the right leg and taking a step out to the side of the left leg. So what we're doing here, it's a nice, slow, controlled movement. You're sitting your bottom nice and low. Your chest stays lifted, but you're not moving your upper body, and your hips stay nice and stable. What Lou was saying to me last week is that when she starts to tire, she feels her knee, was it going out to the side? Oh, clonking, apparently. Try and keep that bottom nice and low. Starting to really feel it through the bum cheek on your standing leg now. And let's take the foot behind. Yeah. I can hear the clonking, ladies. It's lucky she hasn't got the mic on. Or her knee's not wearing the mic anyway. Oh, so I can see I've come up a bit. Try and bend my knee a bit more. Last couple here, then we're going to switch sides. Take that right foot out to the side. Nice and slowly. Make it a really nice controlled movement. Two more like this, then we're going to step behind. Last one, take it back. It's getting ever so hot in here. Still got your tummies pulled in, still lifting your chest. Let's do 4 more behind. 3, 2, and the last one. Okay, come up, give your legs a little shake out, and then we're going to go into a wider squat. So turn your toes out about 45 degrees. Bring your hands onto your hips, get your posture right. So your bottom's tucking under for this one, tummy pulling in, chest stays lifted. As you squat down, push your knees back. As you come up, squeeze the inner thigh. So it's a nice, slow, controlled movement again. Push the knees back and out, squeeze the inner thigh. Lou's knee crunching, my hip clicking. All right, couple of old dears. Okay, we're going to go to 3 pulses as you squat down and a big squeeze up. 3 little pulses, big squeeze. And then continuous pulsing, sit your bottom down nice and low, push your knees back and take your arms out to the side. As you pulse, draw some little circles with the arms, but pull your little fingers back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. circle back the other way. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades, pulling your little fingers behind you. And then hold it. This is your goddess. Pull your little fingers back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Sit your bottom lower. Push the knees back. Pull your tummy in. Then you're going to hinge at the elbow and squeeze up into a W. Hold the position. Keep your posture good. Take the arms out to the side again. Pull the backs of the hands behind you. Keep the shoulder blades pulled down your back as you extend the arms up into a Y. Pulling those shoulder blades down. Good. She's moaning, everybody. Stuff she puts us through. Take your arms out to the side. Squeeze the shoulder. The phone's just rung. I can't believe it. Take your hands up into an L shape. Give her a taste of her own medicine, eh? Over the other way. Keep that shoulder blade pulled down your back. And then back out, arms wide. We're going to give it a last final squeeze up. Squeeze the inner thigh. And give your legs a little shake out. Okay, we're going to do some lunges next. And this is where you need your weight. You don't have to work with a weight, but it'll give you a little arm workout if you do. So we've got a tin of beans, that's fine. Bottle of water, that's quite heavy. We've got our weighted balls that we normally use in the class. So grab whatever's available and come into a lunge position. So you've got a nice big wide step, at least the length of your inside leg here. Your right foot is turned out to the side. Your left foot is pointing towards the front of the room. If you've got a weight, the ball or whatever it is in your left hand. Okay, we're going to just do some practice lunges. Make sure that knee isn't extending out further than your toes. Have a little look down your leg, your right leg, and make sure your knee is in line with your second and third toe. Pull your little fingers back, and then with your weight, whatever you've got, we're going to start to take it in and out as you lunge. What time did you get the next person to call? It's the same one over and over. Oh no. Okay. 2 more like this, and then we're going to switch to an underarm bowling movement. So you bowl up and round. It'll be me that cops it when she drops the ball. Just feel a nice deep lunge now with the momentum of your weight. Last one like this, and we're going to alternate. I've got the headset off. Watching them a minute. I keep picking the mic when I take the ball round. Oh. I did say last week I was going to be more professional next time. I think it's even worse. Okay, you can lose your weight now. Drop your elbow onto your thigh and take your left hand up to 12 o'clock. If you can, look up at your fingers and just turn your palm to face you. From here, you're going to take the arm over the head, so you've got a nice straight line down from the tip of your fingers to your toes, and try and take that elbow off your thigh and pop it behind your back. Lean over into the stretch, bend the knee a little bit further. Then replace that elbow on the thigh. Take the hand back up to 12 o'clock again. And we're going to come into triangle by taking the hand down to the floor. If you can't quite get to the floor, you can pop it in your shin or the top of your foot. And what we're trying to do is straighten up that right leg. So you're in a nice flat triangle pose. Putting your left shoulder blade down your back. Tucking your right bum cheek and shoulder underneath the body. And then just rolling the left hip up and back. Feel all those core muscles trying to stabilize you. Take the left hand down to the floor and reverse the triangle. So your right hand comes up behind you. Try and look up at the hands again. And then bring that hand down so your hands are either side of your front foot. Turn the back foot to face the same way. And drop the knee down to the floor, uncurl the toes. You bring the hands up onto the knee, squeeze your right glute, and feel a stretch into that right hip flexor. Oh, sorry, left. We do opposite, don't we? Okay. Gonna find the floor with the back foot. Take the knee up off the mat and lean forward. Take the arms out in front of you. From here, you're going to take that knee up and down. Okay, bring the hands back down to the floor. You're going to step the back foot in. So both your feet are together, sit your bottom down and take the arms up into intense. Try and look up at the fingertips and sit the bottom a little bit lower. Peel the heels away from the mat, sit your bottom a little bit lower and take the hands higher. Slowly come up onto the toes, take the arms down by your side and bring the heels back down to the mat. Okay, we've got another side to do with your weight or without your weight, whatever you prefer. Nice big wide step. So this time your left foot's pointing out to the side, right foot facing forward and the ball is in your right hand. Do a few little practice lunges before we bring the ball in. Okay, start to bring that ball in and out. I wish you lot could hear what she's saying. Just babble, really. One more, then we're going to switch to underarm bowling. Oh, it's all right this side, it doesn't knock the mic off. Does feel a bit slippery. Last couple like this, then we're going to alternate. So the ball comes in and out, and then underarm bowl. Last one of each. Okay, you can lose your weight. Take the elbow down onto the thigh and take the right hand up. Just turn your hand to face you, look up at the fingertips. And then from here, take the arm over the head and try and take your elbow away. Pop it behind your back. Lean over a bit further. Bring the elbow back, take the hand back up to 12 o'clock, and then we're going to go down into triangle pose. So remember, if you can't get to the floor, you can pop the hand on the front of the leg, straighten up the left leg into your triangle pose. This time you're pulling your right shoulder blade down your back, tucking everything on your left underneath, just trying to roll your right hip up and back. We're going to reverse the triangle, bring that right hand down to the floor, left hand up behind you. Bring both hands down to the floor, either side of the foot, turn the back foot, drop the knee to the floor and uncurl your toes. When you bring the hands up onto the knees, squeeze the right glute and feel the stretch down your hip flexor. From here, find the floor with the toes at the back. Here goes the phone again. Take your arms out in front of you and lift the knee. We're just going to rise up and lower the knee down to the mat a few times. Going to do 4 more like this. 3, 2, last one. Bring the hands down to the floor and step that back foot through. Sit your bottom down, bring the arms up so you're sitting in intense pose and try and look at your fingertips. When you peel the heels away from the floor, try and sit the bottom a bit lower and raise your arms. Then slowly rise up onto the toes. Bring the arms down the sides as you bring your heels back down to the floor. Okay, I think we all deserve a big stretch now. So take your legs nice and wide. Keep the toes turned out to the sides. Actually, before we do that, face your toes forward, as wide a step as you can take. Grab your elbows and hang your body down. Keep your elbows in line between your 2 feet. Don't come forwards like this. Hang your elbows down to the floor. Feel the stretch down the back of the legs. You might be able to bring the elbows down a little bit further, and then you'll feel the stretch up into the inside of the thighs as well. Are you all right out there, Geraldine?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Good stuff. Okay, turn your right foot out to the side and walk your hands around so they're either side of that foot. Drop the chest down to the thigh and feel another nice big stretch down that right leg. And then we're going to walk the hands around to the other leg, left leg. Drop the chest down towards the thigh and feel the stretch. Walk the hands back to the middle. You can come down onto the floor and we're going to sit down for the next exercise. You'll be pleased to hear. So, the first one we're going to do, we did this time last week, I think. We're going to do some rollbacks. So practice a few first. When you're rolling back, you need quite a bit of length of the mat behind you, whatever you're on. Put a little curve into your spine so you don't hurt your back. And then you're just going to practice rolling back, little massage of the spine, and come back up to sitting. You missed all the nice stretches. Okay, so now you know what the movement's like. We're going to try to do it without hanging onto the legs. And when you come back up, you're not going to put your feet back onto the mat. So you curl back, come up, and keep the feet up off the floor. I've got a lovely view.
I bet your wife is wearing shorts.
I've got to turn round. I can't look at it. You just realised you can see her in the mirror as well. Honestly. You're not coming next time. Okay, try a little pike at the top. So when you've finished, try and keep the feet up off the mat. Extend the arms and legs out straight and hold for a few seconds in each spot before you come back to your next roll down. Thank God you can't hear her. Get out. Last couple. Oh, I've got no more strength left. Okay, then we're going to do some Pilates Hundreds. So you choose which position you want to do it in. If you've got any problems with your neck and shoulders, you can keep them down on the mat and just bring your legs into tabletop. So that's knees above the hips, shins parallel to the floor. If your head and shoulders are okay, bring them up off the mat, staple your belly button down into the floor and hover the arms just above the mat. If you want to take the legs out, that makes it a little bit harder. So you choose whatever's comfortable for you, and we're going to do 100 as you breathe in for 5 and then breathe out for 5. So everybody just work in your own position, work at your own pace. You could just pump with one arm, support the head with the other arm. That's another option. You counting, Lou? Good girl. Oh, and quickly. I think we've got about 10 to go. Okay, when you've done your 100, hug your knees into your chest, have a little rock from side to side, and circle those knees around in both directions. Oh my goodness, drink time. Right, next one. We're going to do some of those tummy exercises where we're really working those lower abs. So sit on the floor with your hands placed behind your bottom, and we're just going to lift the feet up off the floor. Make sure you've got a little curve in your back, and then just extend one foot out across the floor, slowly bring it in, and then extend the other. The slower you do this exercise, the more it's going to work those lower abs. Keep the tummy pulled in. And then once you've got used to that, if you feel confident, you can go for the double leg extension. Okay, a couple more like this, and then we're going to draw some little circles with our toes. So take both legs out in front, keep the upper body nice and still, work those tummy muscles by drawing some little circles with the toes. Start to make the circles a bit bigger, and a little bit bigger. So you're drawing big circles, and then start big, rotate the other way, and make them smaller and smaller until we've wrecked those abs. Okay, bring the feet back down to your mat. We're going to do some of those funny corkscrew things. So, lying yourself back down, try and feel the connection between your lower rib cage and the top of your pelvis. Hands are down by your sides. You're going to take the legs out to your left-hand side first of all. Take them around, up and over the head. See if you can touch the floor behind you. You might not be able to go all the way. And then take them out to the side again. Nice and slowly, use your abs to lower yourself down and touch the floor out in front of you. Other side, take the feet out to the right, up and over. Take the feet over the head. Back down to the right, nice and slowly. And touch the floor, lengthen out. And just work at your own pace, going up and down each side. I chose all these exercises today according to what Lou was wearing. She stitches me up all the time so I don't feel guilty. Oh, obviously I can't talk and do this exercise. Okay, let's make this our last one. Hug your knees in. Have a little rock from side to side. Okay, I'm going to come on to our sides next. You've got 3 options to thread the needle. So, the easiest one, you're on your elbow. Your bottom knee is bent, top leg is straight, and then we're going to lift the hip up off the floor. Take the arm up, and you're going to thread the needle by twisting the upper body and taking that hand through the gap between your shoulder and your thigh. Next option, stay on the elbow. You could be with both legs straight, threading the needle like this. Or the third option, full side plank, straight arms, and thread the needle like so. I'm going to aim to do 10, so you count, work at your own pace. Everything's falling off. Lou's doing a perfect demonstration of the hardest one. When you've done your 10, come down onto the floor, rest the head on the arm, and take your legs out straight. So make sure your hips are stacked, one on top of the other. You can pop your hands out in front for a little bit of balance. pull your tummy in. We're just going to lift and lower both legs. And then when you're ready, take the hand up onto the hip. See if you can still do this and not roll forward. The other thing you could do is take your lower hand up off the floor, so you're not using that hand to push into the floor and balance. Okay, switch over to the other side. We're going to thread the needle, whichever way you decide. We're going to do 10. Oh. Nearly there, everybody. When you've done your 10, come down to the floor, lay down on your side, stack your hips, place your hand in front for a bit of balance to start. We're going to lift and lower both legs. When you're ready, take that hand away. Take the lower hand away from the floor. Keep the tummy pulled in. Last couple. And then flip over onto your tummies. Place your hands either side of your shoulders. And we're going to push up, extend the back into a cobra. Slowly lower down. Push up again. Lower down. One more time, hold it up there. Come back down to the floor. Turn your head to your left-hand side. We're going to bend our left knee so the toes are pointing up to the ceiling. Lift that knee up off the mat and take the foot over the body to touch the floor on the other side. Bring it back over. Pop the knee back on the floor. Lengthen the leg out. Turn your head to face the right-hand side. Bend the right knee, lift the knee off the floor, and take that foot over behind you to touch the floor. Come back to the start, and just keep alternating. So whichever way you're facing, that's the leg you bend, take over. This one's called the scorpion. And as a nutritionist, I like it because it activates your digestive system. Yeah. I don't have that problem. Okay, make this your last one. And then when you come back to the floor, take your hands behind you to try and grab hold of your feet. If you can't get them, come into skydiver. Whether you're like this or like this in a bow, lift your chest and head up off the mat. Lift your knees and thighs off the mat. squeeze your shoulder blades and squeeze your glutes. Release. Sit back onto your heels and stretch out the back. Okay, just going to come up. Oh, sorry, I'm running over a little bit. Over to you in a minute, Geraldine. Come up onto the feet. We're just going to do some standing stretches. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Keep your left heel back down on the floor behind you as you bend that front knee. Lean into the stretch. Feel your back leg stretching all the way down through your hamstring, calf, and in through your Achilles. Take your hands behind you. Pull the hands up so you're stretching out the chest. Okay, bring the back foot in slightly. Dig that right heel into the floor. Put the hands on the left knee. Push your bottom up to the ceiling so you feel a stretch down the back of the right leg. And then just cross that foot over the left leg. Sit down into a glute stretch. Push your knee down. Lean forward so you feel it in your right glute. Okay, when you come up, take your left leg forward. Big step. Keep your right heel down on the mat. Lean forward into the stretch. Feel it all the way down the back of your right leg this time. Drop your chin to your chest, grab your elbows, round the shoulders. Bring the back foot in slightly, straighten the left leg, put the hands on the right knee, pull the toes of your left foot up and stick your bottom up. And then cross your left foot over your right knee, sit your bottom down to that last little glute stretch. And then come up, take a nice deep breath in, exhale, one more time, breathing in and out again. Well done, everybody.